Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new episode of Stand-Up, Sit Down. I'm your host, Nick Perdue, and on today's show, I have the hilarious, the talented, the beautiful Jasmin Leigh. Stay tuned.
You are now tuned in to Black Hollywood Lives. Stand up, sit down.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Hey, okay. So you know the choreography and everything. What's up, Jasmin?
What's up?
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Besides the heat.
I was just about to say a little hot, and I'm wearing leather, so.
And see why?
I don't know.
I mean, I get fashion, but you know, I feel like heat trumps that.
I know. I'm a fall baby, and I feel like I always dress for fall weather, so it can either go either way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you'll be sticky and you'll be sweaty, but you'll be looking good, right?
I have to peel my pants off, but I'll feel good.
It's good to see you.
Thank you for
I'm
having
loving
me.
the hair. This is because I feel because like I don't stalk your social media, right?
No.
But then like when I pop over and look just to kind of see what you have going on, and I see like the different hairstyles, I'm like, okay, I'm like, all right, so like what inspired this colorful motif you have going on?
I've wanted to have colorful braids for a long time. I saw this girl with them, and I was like, oh my god, I want to have like the balls to do that.
Right.
So I started out, I eased in with green hair, which is my favorite color, and I was getting a lot of, feedback from that. And I actually was just going to do green and black braids, but they were out of green hair, and I needed to braid my hair that day. So I was like, you know what? Now's the time to do it.
Yeah.
And I did it. And, like, the first day I stayed in the house, I was like, what did I do? And then I looked in the mirror. I was like, nope, I like it now. Let's go out and, face the day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I mean, I feel like people look at it and they're like, okay, like either they'll love it or they'll be like, I don't know about this one.
Yeah. Thankfully, the people that say I don't know about it keep it to themselves.
That's good.
But like I've been getting so much attention. It's crazy. Like people stop me in the street, like, "Oh my god, I love your hair," or like little kids will like point at me and be like, "Mommy, look." And this one lady was like, "You can't go around my daughter because she's gonna ask for your hair, and I cannot have it." I was like, "All right, I understand."
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
But I like it. It's good.
Yeah.
So when this is over, are you gonna do a different color, or are you gonna?
I have no idea.
You haven't figured it out yet?
It's like really freaking me out because I've had like the past couple of hairstyles I've had have been really bold. So I don't even know where I'm gonna go from here. I'm kind of like
shave
stuck.
it.
Yeah. No.
Just shave it.
The back is already shaved.
Then just shave the rest.
Yeah, my mom would kill me.
I mean, you could throw in a wig.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
But just like shave it just to see. I mean, at the end of the day, hair grows back.
It does.
It'll take a while, but it grows back.
I don't know. I might shave it, but I told my mom we've been on really good terms, and usually I do hair things to mess with her, and she hasn't done anything to me lately. So I think that I'm gonna try and keep our relationship going smoothly.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's dive into it. Let's go all the way back. Now, so you're from Florida or you're from New York? Because I saw there was two cities listed there.
Yeah.
Tallahassee and Roosevelt.
Yeah.
So what's the beginning?
Well, the beginning is actually Cheverly, Maryland.
Okay, so totally off.
I was conceived on Howard's campus.
Wow. Okay.
And I was born in the hallway of a hospital because I couldn't wait.
Jeez. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't even make it to the room, right in the hallway.
Wow.
And then I lived in Roosevelt, New York for the first 14 years of my life.
Okay.
And then I moved to Tallahassee, Florida. So it's technically I've lived half and half. So I really don't know where I'm even supposed to say because I don't want to make any state jealous. And they're like, oh my God, I want Jasmin to claim me. So. Those are the things that I deal with when people ask me where I'm from.
Okay. Which city do you like better?
Oh my God.
Or which state do you like better?
All right. I'm a New Yorker at heart. I'm a go-getter. I'm aggressive. I tell the truth all the time. I see what I want and I take it. And I feel like once you're raised with those New York, standards, you kind of don't get away with them. And I didn't like Tallahassee until I moved away. The whole time I was in Tallahassee, I hated it. I felt like I never fit in. But then I went to FAMU and I loved going to FAMU, and that made me love Tallahassee more.
Okay.
And then once I left, that's when I started I miss Zaxby's. I miss my Southern music.
Right.
Then I started liking it, but New York is home.
Okay, so I made the right hat choice then.
Yes, you did.
Okay,
You did.
okay, because it was a little tough. I try to match hats with where people are from, so I was like, oh.
I don't like any Florida teams. So.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's sucks for them, but I mean it's fantastic.
It does. But I don't like any Florida teams, so we're good with the hat.
So you spent your like middle school years in New York then.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So like, what kind of kid were you growing up? Like, were you like a nerd? Were you a class clown? Were you a mean girl? Were you popular? What was little Jasmin like?
Gosh, it's so weird because I'm a Libra, so I'm like a chameleon. I was like a mixture of everything. I was like a nerd, class clown, mean girl. And and it's really weird because like I've always I don't even realize when I'm disrupting because I guess I don't see social norms a lot of times, and I just do what feels right, which I love about my personality. But I was a nerd because I came from a nerd family.
Okay.
And like, so that was kind of a forced trait on me. Like, we read on the regular basis. When we were on punishment, most kids were being forced to read. My mom was taking our books away. Like, no, you're going to sit in the room and do nothing.
Turn on that television.
just look at the wall. Like, we had a punishment room where you couldn't have anything in there. It was
jail is basically what it was.
Pretty much. It was a bed and then just walls, and you had a window. And
that's jail.
Yeah. There was so many kids in the house. Like, there was no way that you could be in your room and your mom tell you not to watch TV. So she put you in a room with no TV.
Right.
And then, like, when we were on punishment, we had to write essays and stuff. Like, I remember my cousin stole from a store once, and my mom made us write a 2-page paper on, like, the problems with peer pressure. And we're like, so I was made into a nerd.
Right.
You know, I was always, like, one of the smarter people in school, but I'm always been the dumbest one in my family. So, that's what I'm like.
Different standards. Right?
Yeah,
okay.
It's crazy. So.
Okay. So then what introduced you kind of to the stand-up world?
Well, I actually didn't want to do stand-up until I moved here. I wasn't allowed to watch rated R movies, and most of stand-up is rated R.
Right.
And I was, like, terrified of getting caught watching certain things. So I just kind of didn't watch them through life. And then I moved here for acting 2.5 years ago. And I was, being a server, because that's what actors do out here. And I was working at the Comedy Union, and every night I saw comedians. Every night. Yeah. So, like, Kevin Hart's and stuff like that, that's not why I want to do comedy. I was watching, like, London Brown and Clayton Thomas and B.T. Kingsley and stuff like that. And I was like, dang, like, I really think I can do this. So, I wanted to start it way before I actually, like, came out and said it. But I just kind of, like, eased into it. And I remember I, like, pulled London to the side. And I was like, yo, I really want to do the stand-up thing. And we, like, sat for, like, 3 hours, and he kind of, like, told me, like, all of the ins and outs of it, whatever. And from the first time I got on stage, I loved it. Like, I loved it.
It's not, what was that like, that first time where you were like, okay, we're doing it?
Well, the first time was actually pretty cool because it was only me and 2 other people. 3 people. It was my cousin, some random, and I don't know if you do stand-up, but Marty.
Yeah,
we were at Marty's. So I literally just stood on his stage and talked for like 30 minutes about my life. And, from there I started like trying to, formulate jokes. But from that first time of talking to 3 people, I was like, yo, I love this. It's all about me. Like, no one else can take my shine for these minutes that I'm on stage. I have everyone's attention, and that freaking
30 minutes is a long time to talk.
Well, I don't always get 30 minutes, but that first time, it was no one there, so I can talk for longer. Like, just keep going till you say something funny.
So then with like, because I know like Marty's is it's an open mic workout room. So then like your first like
show, big
club or like show, what was that one like?
My first show was at the Comedy Store.
Nice.
So it was nerve-wracking. It really was. The place was packed because it was a bringer show, which is when you have to guarantee, every person has to guarantee like 5 people.
Right.
So it was really packed. I was the only, black girl on there. And as I peeked out into the audience, like smack dab in the middle was this old white couple. And I was like, oh my God, my jokes are not for old people. But luckily, I got out there and I killed it. Like, I killed it. And once I heard the first laugh, it was like, oh, this is addiction. Because it's different than doing open mic laughs and hearing, like, real people laugh. And it's like, oh. I was kind of shocked at first, and I don't know if they noticed. I'm like, oh, are they laughing at me? Like, are they laughing at me? So it was nerve wracking, but it was fun.
Yeah,
it was fun. Adrenaline rush.
That's good. And then because we know not every show is
packed.
A great show, and there are some bombs that get mixed up in there. Yeah. What was the first one of those like?
It's my first bomb was really at J Spot. It was kind of embarrassing too. I had a really crappy day. I had a car, and this is the third time my car got towed.
Jeez.
Yes, and I had 3 shows to do with a no car. So one of my good friends, she was like, you know what, we're gonna take you to your shows anyway. And I went on stage, and I was so focused on not breaking down because I don't have a car at this moment that I just couldn't think about like my jokes or anything. And then the crowd wasn't like packed, and the smaller the crowd, the harder it is to get them to laugh, because people feel like I'm not laughing until they laugh. So I was pretty much up there with a little bit of spurts of laughter, and then the host comes up and he's like, yeah, I wanted to go use the bathroom, but I just can't trust Jasmin on stage. She's bombing out here, y'all. I'm sorry I had to deal with that. And I was just like, I'm just
That's
cheesing.
Terrible.
It was horrible.
That's terrible.
It was horrible. And then it's like, he was talking, but I was still standing on stage. So I didn't even know like how to get off stage. I was just like frozen there. And I'm like, oh my God, so like this is happening right now. Like this is happening. Yeah. And then, because the first couple of times you do comedy, you can get laughs and not even, know what you're doing or know why you're getting the laughs. So that was the first time that I didn't get any laughs. And I got embarrassed. Like, I haven't been to J Spot stage since then, actually. I'm still traumatized.
You should go back. You should go back and, reclaim the name.
I need to. And that's it's traumatizing. Because the first time I did J Spot, I did really well. But that second time, it was
like, have you had to experience hecklers?
Yes.
And what did you like? What happened? Did you shut them down? Did they take over?
No, I mean, I have a pretty big personality, so no one really can take over me. I really am my own worst enemy. Because sometimes when I get hecklers, you don't really know how to deal with them, and you can't get upset. Right. And I'm still working on how to shut them down with comedy instead of shutting them down and having them crying. Right. Because I have, I'm trying to find that medium. But, I'm a pretty girl, and so up on stage, I don't follow like the usual lady comic rules where you're supposed to like dress like a monk or whatever and not show any curves. Like I'll go in leather pants or something like that. So, I'll have like disrespectful men, call stuff out to me in the audience or whatever. So.
Just in the middle of your set?
Yeah. Wow. They will. Or like, yeah, they will.
What's the craziest thing because now I'm just curious now. Like,
told me that they could see my vagina through my pants, and that was a little like,
wow.
Yeah, I don't know why men feel like
that's something you should just say. I feel like if you happen to notice,
keep it to yourself.
Right.
Keep it to yourself.
Maybe nudge your buddy, because that's just what guys do. Yeah.
Guys, for some reason, I make them feel so comfortable that they feel like they can say anything to me. And I don't know why it's me, because they don't do it to other women. Maybe it's because they think I can take it or whatever. I come from a really harsh family where you have to have a thick skin, because they ride on you from the time you're taken out of the womb, you start getting rode on in my family. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if people can or it's because I have too much confidence, and they're like, you shouldn't have that much confidence. Let's see if we can mess with it or whatever. Right. But yeah, I get some craziness. Wow. Yeah.
Do you think that there are any preconceived notions though that audience members have with the female comic versus a male comic, that like she's not as funny or this and that, or you have to like work harder to get the laughs?
Of course you got to work harder. I mean, male comics don't think female comics are funny, so of course it's going to be hard to get an audience, to think you're funny. And then I feel like sometimes with my I give off the look that I have everything together, you know what I'm saying? That's because that's how I portray myself. Really, I'm broke as shit, you know what I'm saying? But when I'm on stage, I don't look like that. But a lot of my comedy, I talk about, being broke, something like that. So I feel like people might think that I can't relate to that life. Right. Because, I remember the last time I was on stage, I finally, just, hey, I'm broke as hell. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can laugh at my pain. Like, I'm going through the same things that you're going through.
Right.
And they see a pretty girl and they think that, oh, I mean, really, what do I have to relate to her for? Like, I don't really think she's funny. So.
Right.
But I'm a little bit, I talk about a lot of things that men think in their heads too. So I think that helps me out a lot because people are not expecting the words that come out of my mouth to come out of my mouth. Mm-hmm. So that, you know, it's a gift and a curse, but it's definitely a little bit harder, I think.
Yeah.
And it's a lot harder for people to take you seriously too.
Yeah. I mean, but here's the thing though. Like there's a lot of comics that are funny. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of male comics that are funny. There are a lot of female comics that are funny. I feel like, I mean, there's less female comics that are funny because there's just less female comics.
Period. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when you get that top tier comedian, mm-hmm. you know, that can just kill it, mm-hmm. regardless of, you know, how she looks or this and that. Like, if she's funny, then, you know,
that trumps all.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And it's usually like the first few minutes are kind of like, I don't know what to think about you, but you know, you just got to bring it out of them. And like now when I come on stage, I definitely let people know I'm not 12 because they think I'm a little kid and I talk a lot about adult things. Mm. So I'm like, yeah, I've done a lot. You know what I'm saying? Don't let the smile fool you.
I can see, because you know, if I didn't know you, mm-hmm. right, I would say that you're maybe 19.
Oh, thank you.
You know, and then like because the hair also brings like the age down as well too. So like, oh yeah, like she maybe might still be in high school or she just graduated high school. You know, she just started college or whatever. But like, you know, you have that baby type face.
Yeah.
And, you know, you just use that to your advantage.
And I think that my baby face, like I said, everything, it's a gift and a curse. It's all how you use it. Because, like I said, the baby face, a lot of the stuff I say, they're like, oh,
right.
What? Did she just say that? Yeah. So, you know, I love the shock factor. I really do. I love proving people wrong. I love when I get on stage and they think one thing and then they see another. And what I pride myself on is a lot of times I get off stage, people are like, you know what, I learned a lot about you. And that's what I want to do. Yeah.
That's good. So, because you do have a little shock factor, mm-hmm. are there any jokes that are just off limits to you that you just won't talk about? Or any topics you won't talk about?
I try to talk, like, I'm definitely probably not going to talk about, you know, fat jokes anymore. Because I was talking about how I wanted to, my father hasn't sent me gifts in years. And then the first thing he sends me is an In-N-Out gift card. Like, why is he trying to make me fat? And no one ever laughs at it. Like, they always look at me like, you're not fat. Are we allowed to curse?
You can say whatever you want to say.
Okay. I keep trying to hold my mouth.
No, you can say whatever you want to say.
They're like, bitch, you're not fat, so why are you talking about being fat? And every time, I did it for like a week and a half straight, and no one laughed. Really? And I was in San Diego, and I said it, and then I'm like, I don't know why I keep saying this fat joke, like it's not working. And then, like, I was doing so well, and then I did the fat joke, and everyone's just like, and I'm like, just remember everything I said before I talked about the fat joke. And that's really the only thing that I won't talk about. Is, you know,
I mean, you could make fat funny.
I'm trying to figure out you know, and I've been in open mics, I've been talking about it more because I feel like just because I'm not, you know, obese, I should still be able to talk about if I want to lose weight or not. Yeah. My weight loss is not the same as your weight loss. And right. You know, because they don't walk and I walk, you know.
Right. Well, I mean, and it's you know, everyone's on a different journey, or on a different path, whatever. So, I mean,
yeah, but everything else, I mean, I the first time I did party drugs, I called my mom the next day and told her. So I'm really not afraid.
You said the first time you did party drugs.
Yeah.
You called your mom the next day
and told her.
What, like were you still high off of the drugs and you called her, or you had sobered down and you're like, maybe I should just.
I mean, you're not as high as you were, but, you know, I felt I wanted to share the story. And I'm like, guess what I just did?
What did your mom say?
She was shocked that my friend had did it more than she was shocked that I did it. And she's like, what? He did that? And I'm like, what about your daughter? Like, you don't care that I just almost killed myself? But I'm shocked that he did it.
I mean, so, she probably knows. She's like, you know what? Jasmine's a bit of a wild child, so
I am a wild child.
She may experiment a little bit.
Yeah. So I mean, I've told my mom everything, so it's really nothing that I can't talk about.
Was there anything that you told your mom that got a crazy reaction that you were just like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have told her?
Only when I was gay, but you know, she kind of forced that out of me. So she was already kind of ready for the reaction, but you know. she was already kind of ready for the reaction, but you know, that's the only thing that got a crazy reaction. Everything else was like, Jasmin.
But I mean, I feel like parents know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They'll know, and then it's more of like, when are you gonna tell me?
Facebook outed me. That's what happened.
Really?
It was Facebook because my mom wasn't on Facebook, and I was good. You know what I'm saying? I was living my whole double life.
You're just posting, reckless.
Just posting reckless. Then she joined Facebook, so like I started, but before Facebook had a thing where you could, you know, block certain people from seeing albums.
Right.
But I still wanted to post my albums, like these are good pictures.
Right.
So I would have my friend post the pictures for me because her parents weren't on Facebook, but someone tagged me, so my mom still saw me. And I'll never forget, I was sitting in front of my computer, and she's like, do you have something you need to tell me? I was like, what? And this was Facebook Messenger that she wrote me over.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, no, why? And she was like, well, you're a fan of Ellen DeGeneres, and a lot of your pictures are questionable. And then I started freaking out, and I called my gay guru, and I was like, oh my God, I think my mom's asking me if I'm gay. And she's like, whatever you do, don't tell it over Facebook Messenger.
Yeah, that's it.
So then I text my mom, and I was like, oh, do you want to do lunch? And then she was like, oh my God. And then we never did lunch. And then I was on the phone with her, and I was like, oh my God, it looks so good. I'd so smash me right now. And she was like, well, would you want a guy to smash you? And I was just silent on the phone. And mind you, currently my mom and my dad were at Applebee's where I worked, drinking at my best friend at the time's bar. So they're drunk, you know what I'm saying? And the only reason I called them is my best friend was like, oh, your parents are here, or whatever. So I just got silent, and she was like, oh my God. And then my father was like, well, I still love you. She's like, well, I still love you too. And I'm like, and then the jokes started, and it was just horrible. But the uncomfortable jokes where they're not really meant to laugh. They're just like trying to work through it. And it's just like, oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah. My mom pulled me out of the closet. She yanks me out like, come here, bitch.
That's fun. Do you tell that story on stage?
Yeah, I do.
That's hilarious. and it's funny that you said your gay guru told you don't tell her
was like,
over
whatever
Facebook
you do.
Messenger. That's hilarious.
Yeah. My mom has a control problem, so she just wanted to be in control of the situation. That's what it was.
But did you feel better like once you told her? Did you feel like a weight had been lifted and you're kind of like?
I turned into the gayest person I knew. After my mom found out, I was like, fuck this. I was just, I just put on like my whole gay hat and went like dived into the world. And this was in college, like 21, 22. So I lived life, definitely.
Nice. Would you ever apologize for anything that you've said on stage if it, you know, like offends like a massive, you know, because you had like Daniel Tosh had to apologize for a joke. Tracy, I was about to call him Tracy McGrady. You know what I'm talking about. What's his last name?
Morgan?
There you go. Tracy Morgan.
I was like, it can't be Morgan because that's too simple.
Why I just blanked on that. But yeah, so yeah, Tracy Morgan had to, you know, apologize for his joke. And there was someone else who I think recently just apologized. But would you apologize?
I really don't apologize in regular life. So it probably would really, really, really have caused like an uproar for me to apologize. And I'm a black female who's gay, so I really don't think that there's anything that I can't touch that somebody would get offended by.
Right.
I really think that I can say whatever.
Yeah, well, I mean, and it's free speech, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's comedy.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's comedy, and if you can make it funny, then, you know what I'm saying, you can say it. And shoot, I don't want to have to go on stage like censoring myself because that just messes up your whole set.
Right.
So.
And I feel like it just defeats the whole purpose.
It does.
Of like, why are you even doing it?
Yeah, and I'm a really honest comic. Like, I don't make up stuff. Everything I talk about is something that has happened to me. So, you know.
Has anyone ever stolen a joke from you?
Yeah. Somebody stole something from me. I just let it go.
Yeah.
Because I'm not in a place where it really means that much, and it's actually kind of funny that they took it. I'm not gonna say the joke because they, you know, whatever, but it was actually funny that it was a guy, and it was the fact that he felt that he needed to steal from me, a female who's not even supposed to be funny, and the fact that he said it at my mic that I host was really, which
Brazen.
really was crazy. I'm
Yeah.
like, did he, like, he had to have really thought that he thought of it himself. He really had to. And, you
Right.
know, some people say I don't pick my battles, but that was a battle. I was like, you know what? You need it. Just go ahead and take it because
Right.
it's my story. Like, it's stupid for you to say. Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, seriously in the audience, like,
Yeah.
I'm still in shock. Yeah.
Do you know if he still uses that joke?
I doubt it. He's not funny at all anyway. So it's like, that's another thing. It's,
Right.
You know, I like to play with the boys because I like to, you know, challenge myself or whatever. And I like to do things that people think that I can't do. But he's not somebody that I would challenge, like, would be even in the caliber to where I'm like, I want to be where he's at.
Right.
So I'm like, whatever.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's, you know, he's out here stealing.
Out here stealing jokes
right?
from females. It's just, you know, that's what you gotta do then, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Do you, boo.
What is your joke writing process? Do you just sit down and with the pen and paper and just write the joke freehand?
No, I don't do that. That's what I probably should do. But I think of jokes like randomly, like I'll be on the toilet or I'll be like on the train. Like the other day I was sleeping. And like I had just started my dream sequence and I literally had to force myself up and write it down. 'Cause I'm like, wow, this, and because I lose a lot of jokes that way because I feel like when I'm not thinking about writing jokes, that's when things come to me faster.
Right.
And so I have to force myself to like get it out now, but it's always random stuff. Or like you'll be having a conversation and you start thinking about something and you just totally take yourself out of the conversation and you write it that way. But I text myself, I have a book, I write on like, if I'm at work, because I'm a bartender, I'll write it like on my pad or whatever. I have stuff like all over.
and then what's your process from writing to like getting that joke working in a show? Like what's the breakdown that you do?
Well, I frequent Marty's a lot, and Marty's it's not for everybody because it's very difficult to do open mic at Marty's, but I kind of just talk it out and then, you know, start to formulate it that way. Or I'll like I'll have a conversation with one of my friends that don't live here and then just like slip the joke in and see if they laugh. And I'm like, oh yes, okay, they laugh. And then I'll use it because they don't know what I'm doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like,
So you're using your friends is what you're saying.
I use my friends a lot. Because it's like, it's easier for me to do it that way than to like write it out and be like, hey, do you think this is funny?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I slip it in a lot.
Okay. And then when you're on stage using it, like how do you get it out for like the first time? Like, okay, like this worked in the open mic, this worked on a phone call. Like, do you put it up first? You put it in the middle? You do the same thing, kind of slip it in there.
I slip in a lot of stuff and just see if it works. Or because a lot of times it'll be something I can add to a joke that I already have. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just slip it in because I host 2 open mics and I host a book show. I have a lot of stage time to play around. Yeah. And so, yeah, I use it. Sometimes it'll be in between someone else and I was like, ooh, this seems like it's funny, and I'll try it and no one will laugh and I'm like, all right, so that didn't work, moving on. Because it's always awkward when you think something's gonna blow and then it doesn't.
Yeah.
I also use Facebook too.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll put a status up on Facebook that's like a joke,
right,
and then see how many likes it gets. Or see, a lot of times it won't even get the likes, it'll get the conversation underneath, and then I'm like, okay, that's a really good one.
Right.
Because like if people are thinking, you know.
Okay. So if you want to write jokes like Jasmin,
it's not really the right way to write it.
That's basically.
I do the ghetto form of everything because like I kind of like am a sponge, so I'll like watch other people and like just kind of take little things from different people, you know, and use them for myself.
How long do you hold on to a joke when like you know this joke doesn't work, but you just love it, you know, and you just like saying it, but like no one laughs at it?
Too long. Like with the fat thing, I should have known that. I tried it in 3 different places and it didn't work at all, and I just kept using it. And I feel like, you know, now I will talk to like some veteran comics and they'll be like, you know, sometimes you can just save it because you're not ready to use it. And I'm still, you know, because I'm only like a year and 7 months in. Right. So I'm still, you know, trying to figure out how long I should try something until it works or whatever. But certain things, if I think it's funny, and like I genuinely think it's funny, I'm gonna keep saying it because y'all are the losers that aren't laughing. And eventually I'll get it,
this.
you know what I'm saying? And then they'll laugh at it.
Right.
Certain things I keep going.
Well, that's good. I mean, because like either way, it could be just for you for like the next 15 years. Like no one laughs at it, but you think it's hilarious.
Yep.
And you're just gonna keep saying it. People are like, okay, well, next joke. And like, oh, well, damn it, that was for me.
Yeah, and it's like if you do a joke that bombs, it's like you can just call yourself out like, well, I thought it was funny. And people usually laugh at that too. Like you think you so cocky that you think your stuff is funny and no one else is laughing. So you just use everything to your advantage. Yeah. So
you run 2 open mics, right? Mm-hmm. How did you start? Like, what you just said? I just want to do this now. Or...
No, I started my first open mic because I'm a control freak, and okay, so I burned my foot at work, and I couldn't walk.
Oh wow.
And I go to this free improv class on Sunset in La Brea. Plug. Anywho. And afterward, we would always go to Mel's and do their open mic. We would all walk over there. So now, on this particular Monday, I couldn't walk over to the open mic with everyone else. So I just asked my teacher, I was like, hey, can, we do open mic here? And he said yes. And then I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then I ran it that night, and then he was like, why don't you keep running it? And I was like, yeah. So I started off with that one, and it was really fun. And it's late night, but my energy, keeps it up. And I realized that, I can do whatever I want. I can put up who I want. I can talk for as long as I want. I don't have to pay for it. And there's always people that are going to listen or whatever. So I started with that one on Monday, and then I added another one on Tuesday, and then I added a book show on Wednesday. And then I kind of merged the Tuesday open mic to after the book show on Wednesday. So I have Monday and Wednesday. And I love it. And it's a good bargaining tool, too. Like, I get on, other people's stages or other people's mics because I put them on mine. So it's really fun. And because I worked at Comedy Union, I have a lot of veteran comics that, just believe in what I'm doing. So they come a lot, which makes other comics like, oh, if they're coming, let me come and do it, too. So that's really cool.
That's here's the thing. No matter if you're Kevin Hart, Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, or Jasmin Leigh, everybody wants stage time.
Everybody wants stage time.
At the end of the day, right? Like, it's if there's a stage, if there's a mic, if there's an audience, give me 5, 10, 15 minutes.
And if you're not like that, then you honestly don't need to be doing it. Because I know, like, my show, because I do everything myself, I produce it, I host it, I promote it. I do literally everything. I stand at the door and take the money. So some weeks it's packed and some weeks it might not be packed. And the comics that come and treat an unpacked stage the same as they do a packed stage, those are the ones that I respect, and those are the ones I feel are really going to go places, because if it's one person, I'm performing. And that's been since birth. Like, I've been literally a performer since birth. So this is like, I'm like, why did I wait so long to do it?
I mean, but sometimes those one-person shows are very soul-sucking.
They suck. They suck because it's so much harder to get one person to laugh. And then you're looking right at them, and it's like, you're looking at me, and I'm trying to grab those laughs out of you, and you're just holding them in. Like, just let them out. It's so hard. But it makes you better.
It does.
At least confidence-wise.
And you may leave with, like, a new friend.
I make a lot of new friends. I kind of get people to come to my show sometimes. Like, I'll post a workout picture, and then I'll put my show information underneath. So I get
Smart.
I get a lot of thirst busters that come in like, oh, am I going to get her number? And then they hear me say something about vagina, and they're like, fuck, and then they leave.
Or, you should just give them, like, a fake number that, like, sets them up for tickets to the next show.
And that, I should do that.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Thank you.
I'm just saying.
Google Plus number.
Yeah, give them a Google Plus number, and then just, like, on the voicemail, just set them up, like, go to Brown Paper Tickets or Eventbrite or whatever, this and that, for the next show. You just got to keep updating the voicemail, but other than that, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I need an assistant, and it's like, anyone that wants to work for me for free. I'm a chef, so I'll cook for you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Holla.
And you have a production company now. Why did you want to create a production company?
Because I'm just tired of sitting around and waiting for me to be put into things. Like, obviously, like most people that move to LA, you think that you're gonna come here and I'm gonna be walking down the street and the producer's gonna be like, Jasmin, I need you right now.
Yeah.
But that hasn't happened, and it's really frustrating to go to auditions for like small projects because I don't have an agent yet, so I'm not getting into those rooms. And I'm like, I can do what they're doing. Like, I have a good eye for, you know what I'm saying, everything. Because I'm a Libra and I'm a people person. So if someone gives me a thought, I can evolve it. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm on set, I always try to direct whatever I'm doing anyway. So I'm like, why not use my talents for that? And I've been writing literally since I could write. Like, little stories, making up stuff, like Barbie doll, like co-productions and things like that. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I've just been sitting around, so I need to like start pulling people to me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, get out and create your own stuff, especially because like it's so easy now.
Yeah.
And
well, not easy, but easy.
Well, I mean, easy as in the sense of like you have access to all of the tools you need to create your own situation, and whether it's a short, whether it's a skit, you know, whatever it is. You know, like you can shoot it yourself. We all have these cell phones that, you know, have decent cameras on them that, you know, you can like shoot a movie on an iPhone. Like I've seen people do it. It's crazy.
You can. And it's like, with stuff like that, like FAMU, one of the main things I learned from college was networking and using your resources. So that's what I try and do out here. Like, I network my butt off. I use my resources. A lot of the things that I've gotten, maybe I've gotten before other people just because I talk to other people and I can sell things. So when it comes to my own content, I just kind of like make trades. I'll cook for you, or I'll do this for you, or I'll do like, you know, crafties for your production if you come and you do this for me or whatever. Right. And, you know, I'm making it work. I have like a lot of things that are already written that I just need to start into production, but you know, it's fun. Yeah, it's fun, and it's great seeing your baby like grow up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And because like just seeing anything from, you know, like from going from the idea to, okay, this idea now has like a script. Okay, the script now is actually being said by other people. Yeah, and we're filming it.
So it's like it's just like an out of body experience. Like the when I did the Uno Mafia sketch, it was just like watching it, because like literally the idea just came from, we were just playing Uno. I'm like, yo, we're doing the most in this Uno game, and I'm like, other people do the most too. Let's see how they would like it. Right. But and then watching it at the end, and I was like, yo, I did that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't even explain the feeling. Like, that's why I cook, because I love making that food and watching people eat it. Like, my friends literally will not eat in front of me because I'll sit there and stare at them while they're eating the food.
It's a little creepy.
It is creepy, but I gotta see in their eyes. Gotta know in their eyes if they like it. Okay. Because your mouth will lie, but your eyes don't lie. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm creepy.
Remind me to never eat in front of you. Yeah, because that's okay. All right, that's a little weird, but it's all right. It's all right. What has been the biggest thing that you've learned in your career thus far? It's a tough question, though. This is the $1 million question. $1
million question. The biggest thing I've learned thus far is you have to be comfortable with yourself. You have to love yourself, and you have to know. You just have to be comfortable with yourself, because if you're not out here, it literally will consume you, because this person is telling you they want you to act this way, and then this person's telling you want to act that way, and then this person's telling you to be yourself, and then it's like, oh, well, yourself is too much, so dial it down. So I've like really learned to love myself and to try and like get to know me. It's good. Because like out here I don't have really friends like that, but in Tallahassee I had so many friends to where I had to pick who am I hanging out with at each second. You know what I'm saying? So I never really spent a lot of time by myself and like kind of like learned things about me. So being out here, I've learned a lot about me, and you need that in order to be strong enough to survive out here, because it's hard.
This city will make you and break you and then make you again if you allow it to.
LA is like a love-hate relationship. Like, some days I'm like, oh my God, I love this place. I'm so happy to be here. And I'm like, LA, why don't you hate my life? Like, just let me live.
Well, yeah, because like I feel like a lot of people don't really know that when they move out here. You know, like everyone has stars in their eyes, and they all have these like, okay, like, when I go, I'm gonna make it, and it's gonna be easy, this and that, you know. And there's struggles that everyone deals with.
Yeah.
You know.
And I was kicked out at 17, so you know I've struggled a lot because you're not an adult at 17, even though you think so.
Right.
And I feel like, and I see like how my sisters are, because I'm the second oldest of 7. So I see like how, yes, pray for my mama's vajayjay. But I see like how my sisters and their values and what, you know, they do. And a lot of that stuff I missed out on because like during impressionable years, I was by myself. And before I got kicked out, my mom was in law school. So, you know, she was doing her own stuff. And I was just kind of like trying to find my way in high school, you know, by myself. So it's difficult.
Yeah.
Out here is a different type of struggle. It really is. And it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. But I feel like no one can tell you what you're going to go through. You have to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Because someone could have told me, oh, LA's going to do this. And I'm like, whatever. No, I'm just going to make it the next day. But you got to go through it and realize it.
Are you happy with the struggles and the obstacles that you've had to face?
Oh yeah, I'm very happy. Sometimes when I'm complaining too much, like I have to like sit back and be like, yo, you're a beast. Like you've done a lot. Like you could have been a statistic. You could have been pregnant with, you know, whatever, how many kids. You could have been still in Tallahassee, like complaining about life. Like I've overcome a lot, and I've done a lot since I've been out here. Like my show, we just celebrated my year anniversary of a book show of me doing everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't think I realized like how big of an accomplishment that was, because it's like every week you're just like focused on, okay, I gotta get comics, I gotta get this, I gotta get that.
Yeah.
But like sometimes you really have to like step back and be like, okay, you're doing it. You may not be where you're at yet, but you're doing a lot.
Well, and because what's crazy is that you said like a year and 7 months. Mm-hmm. Like when you look at just that, because like a year and 7 months is not a lot of time.
At all.
It's not a lot of time at all. And so going from working at the Comedy Union, which is a great club, by the way.
Yeah.
Working at the Comedy Union and, you know, being around all of those brilliant comics and, you know, building these connections and this and that, and then, you know, to running your own situation now. A year and 7 months is not a lot of time.
It's not. It really isn't. And I like to learn as I like to. One of my favorite quotes is from Miss Frizzle. It's like
Magic School Bus.
Yes. What is it? Get messy. Make mistakes. Get messy.
And this is the last part that
I always forget it. Oh my gosh.
I haven't watched
Take chances.
There you go.
Get messy. Make mistakes. And that's what I do.
Yeah.
I live life as if no one is watching. I take chances. I get messy and I make mistakes because I'm a hard-headed person. So I am not going to listen if someone else gives me an experience. Like I have to, you know, do it myself. And like working at Comedy Union, I did help with like promotions for a little bit there too. So I kind of saw everything that Ends had to do, whatever, to keep a whole club running. So I'm like, okay, I can do a night. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm a control freak. So I like to do things how I like to do them. And in order to do that, you have to be a boss. I wasn't born to work for anybody. And that's why I always lose my jobs. But I'm working on, you know, being a boss. Like I want everybody to get tired of seeing my name. Pretty much. That's I'm trying to take over.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. What is your biggest piece of advice for someone who wants to start comedy, for someone who wants to get into comedy? What is your what is your nugget that you can give them?
I say just fucking do it. You just got to get up and do it. Like just get up and do it. Like if you want to do comedy and it's something that you love, start reading blogs, start looking up comics. And for me, I like had to like backtrack because like I said, I didn't watch stand-up comedy growing up. Right. But you just have to do your research and just do it and know in your heart that's what you want to do and don't give up and love yourself. You have to accept yourself. You have to be able to accept your flaws. You have to be able to take constructive criticism, which sucks. You have to be able to listen to someone like tell you the truth even though you don't want to hear it. But it's worth it. It's worth it because you're getting your story out and you're getting your voice heard. And I wish I would have found the stand-up comedy stage even sooner because I love playing characters. I love being someone else, but I love being myself the best. You know what I'm saying? So in stand-up, you're yourself. So
Nice.
just do it.
Nice. There you go. So where can people see you live next?
Oh, I think I'll be next at my show. Yeah, I have another show on Thursday, but I'll be live at my show, WTF Wednesdays, 1523 North La Brea Ave. Craziest late night comedy show in Hollywood, hosted by yours truly, comedian Wild Child. And then on Thursday, I'm going to be at Penthouse doing a comedy show there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, and then where can people find you on the internet?
www.jasminleigh.com, and that's JASMINLEIGH. And you can find all of my handles on, from there, because I have a lot. Yeah. I need to buy my name back from people. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jasmin. It's been fun.
I've
learned a lot.
Yeah.
This was a great little conversation that we had here.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, so you gotta come back, in like another year and 7 months, and then we'll talk about the new progress.
Yes, I'm down.
Right? Perfect. There you go. Thank you guys again for watching. You can find me all over the internet at the Nick Perdue. And until next time, see you soon.
From executives Kevin Undergaro, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio. Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in. The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.